What is going on, my glorious people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a breaking down of Gaffer's Anderson Moreira, his tactics and how the team plays. If you're new to the club and you don't know how he likes to play his teams, it's a very specific way of playing. And I'm going to give you some of the news that I also had featured on Thiago Franklin's channel. So let's talk about it. Botafogo debuts at the state tournament this upcoming Tuesday at the Newton Santos Stadium, which is our home in Rio. The match was supposed to be somewhere else, but then a group of businessmen bought that match and then moved it to our home. Some fans did not like that very much because the charm of the state tournament is sometimes traveling to these smaller cities and getting to know these smaller towns and stadiums. So kind of taking out some of that fun. Botafogo has all 5 of the brand new signings for the season so far already regulated and ready to go. They are Klaus, Vinicius Lopes, Breno, Fabinho, and Edison. But of all those 5, the only one that's going to start and most likely play will be Fabinho. There is nothing new in regards to Elkeson, Rafael Carioca, and Luis Adriano. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you so you can see here. Anderson Moreira likes to play on a 4-2-3-1 formation. Now, this is only on paper, right? This is when we're defending, this is how we play in a 4-2-3-1. But when we attack, Anderson Moreira likes to get either the left back or the right back, usually the left back, to open up a little bit wider, and then the center backs come a little bit more this way, and the right back will close this gap right here. So then what happens here? Let's go ahead and bring 2 more. Okay. Let's go ahead and put everybody up here from the other team as well. So then what happens here? Right? So let's get the ball. Let's just say we're working out from the back. Joel Carli, which is our captain, he will come over here and he'll pass the ball to Carlinhos, right? What happens here? They'll start to close down this gap a little more. They start to close, right? Because everybody starts to move a little bit more this way. But the difference here is that Anderson Moreira likes to have 2 very wide players. So it will be Carlinhos here, which is our left back, and Varley here on the right. Right? Varley no longer plays for us, but this is more or less how he likes to play. So then Carlinhos has the ball, and then they'll pass the ball back and forth. And pass and pass and pass. Now, Oyama has the better pass than Barreto. So Barreto usually stays back a little bit. Oyama goes forward. So let's just say Oyama has the ball. Now, we got Diego Gonçalves, which it's usually him or Marco Antonio. Marco Antonio is not going to stay with us. So I'm going to put Diego up here. Diego sometimes will make the overlapping run this way, which brings these players a little bit more. Carlinhos also acts as a winger, so he will come a little bit more this way, attracting these guys. Rafael Navarro is a very interesting number 9 because he's not your typical number 9 that he will just stay here the whole time and he will wait for the ball. He won't just hang around here all the time and wait for the ball to head it in. He also had a lot of assists because he likes to come out here. He comes out. He also hangs out in this area a lot. So Rafael Navarro will come here and then he will bring these guys, right? So if he's here, these guys will want to mark him. So then what happens? Shai can come straight over here, which we've seen it happen before against Vasco, where Oyama had the ball here and Oyama sent Marco Antonio at the time that was playing this position, sent him straight through. Marco Antonio came over here, 1v1 with the keeper, dribbled around them, scored, right? But not every team is going to let that happen. So they'll start to close down and close down here. So look how far this left back is having to commit to just cover this empty space. By this time, Varley is already coming in all the way over here. So if Shai comes this way, Shai passes the ball here. Shai has a very good tight space 1v1 type situation to where he can easily get the ball this way and send it through here. So Varley will come this way, get the ball. Now what is happening? Rafael Navarro is starting to come, and then he's starting to bring people this way. Oh, they start to come this way, right? Shai goes back, Shai goes forward over here, Carlinhos go. Gio Gonçalves will oftentimes cut inside. So now Varley has not only one option, not only two options, but he has a third option over here, either here or here. And sometimes we see that a lot. We have a fourth option, which sometimes will be this person over here. So very aggressive attacking. Carlinhos will also even come this way. Been a few matches where Carlinhos got the cross and he shot it in. Didn't score, but he would have the shot. So we've seen this time and time again where the winger comes over here. He gets the ball. He'll cross it into Navarro over here. Navarro will just come in, send it in, or the ball goes all the way back here for Diego Gonçalves to just come in. Or if he gets the ball here, he brings these guys, right? Keeper here. These guys will commit, and then right here. So Navarro can come this way to pull this guy. Diego comes over here, Shai, go. That's how Anderson Moreira likes to play a lot, oftentimes. And when the team is defending, it goes back to the 4-2-3-1 that he always had before. So why was losing Rafael Navarro very important for the club? In a negative way, because Navarro was not your typical number 9. He acted as a false 9 a lot, but he also had the finishing capabilities in the air, on the ground, dribbling, to be your typical number 9. Him, Shai, Gio Gonçalves would always create this little triangle here to where they can just pass the ball. And as long as you have a triangular formation here, right? And then Varley, if you want to come back, you always have the advantage. Because you got this guy here, you got this guy here, you got this guy here. You can pass here, you know, call this guy, pass here. This guy is wide open to take the shot. So very interesting formation from Anderson Moreira, the way that he likes to play. He goes from a 4-2-3-1 defending or neutral to a 3-5-2 with two very wide players. One central player that will come out to play, bringing in the opposing defender. And then we also have Shai that will be like a second striker come in, and Diego Gonçalves also almost like a left striker slash left winger to come out here and score. So this is more or less how the team played last year. Now, how is the team going to play this year? Well, we haven't seen the club play, but I would have to guess it would be pretty similar. We have a few changes. So let me go ahead and make those changes here, and I'll be right back. We got the return of Gatito Fernandes in goal. He's our starting goalkeeper. He was out all last year with an injury. We're going to have an upgrade here on right back, Rafael. We're going to keep the same defense, Carly and Canu. Carlinhos over here on left back. Barreto is staying with the team. They just announced that today. Botafogo is going to actually purchase him for 2 years. We got Fabinho, which is a new CDM. And then we have Shai, Gio Gonçalves, and then two more. We have Edinson, which is a new striker that I've talked about. And then we have Luis Fernando, which is coming back from loan from Grêmio. Now, we might get some signings this season to replace some names. Edison is a big question mark, so we have no idea how he's going to do. Luis Fernando could be useful. We don't know yet. We'll see how he does. Diego Gonçalves can be useful. Shai will be very useful. And then these guys are going to be very useful. I spoke about how the team goes into a 3-5-2 when attacking. I think it will be the opposite this year, to where Rafael ends up becoming the wide player here because he's got those capabilities. Diego becomes wide here, Rafael becomes wide there, Shai here, Edison, and then Luis Fernando floating between a right winger and a secondary striker here. And it's gonna be basically the same. They're gonna get Diego to come over here to try to pull these guys to mark. Shai might even come over here. Edison with the ball. Or Edison might come in here for the ball. And then have Barreto, which is the more defensive-minded back. Fabinho, which might have a better pass than Barreto to kind of distribute the ball here to Shai, to Luis Fernando, to Rafael. Right? So the team attacks with 4 at all times. Diego, Luis Fernando, Edison, Shai. Rafael might even float more a little bit towards the middle to help Fabinho with the distribution, right? To be able to make triangles. Again, if you have a triangle, you have the advantage. So if you have a triangle here and a triangle here, you're passing the ball here, you get to make all sorts of passes. You got another triangle here. Diego comes close. You got another triangle here. As long as you have these triangles, you can make the plays happen because it can be straight through to Edison, the striker, and then goal. Edison is, like I said, a big question mark. We don't know his false 9 capabilities yet. He said today, whenever he was talking to the club's YouTube channel, that he doesn't want to be compared to Rafael Navarro, which is fair, but he needs to show some ability, right? He needs to be able to come this way to pull this defender, or if not this defender, if he at least makes the run on the deep end, guess what? He brings this guy, he might bring this guy, especially if Luis Fernando is giving him another option here, if Rafael is giving him another option there. Let's just say the ball is here. Luis Fernando goes wide. Why? Because he wants to pull these guys this way. Diego is going to remain wide, keeping this guy at least committed here, maybe even bringing back this guy. This is where things could be very interesting. It's either Luis Fernando here or Rafael. Let's just say Rafael because Rafael has a better pass. So Rafael here, Luis Fernando can be the guy coming this way to either pull this defender or this defender. Most likely this defender because this guy wants to mark Rafael. So if Luis Fernando makes the run here to pull this guy, right? He makes that run there. What does Edison do? Edison can come close here to pull this guy to leave space open for Diego Gonçalves or to leave the space open for Shai. Rafael crosses it in. Obviously, these guys are coming too. So that, or Shai can come in here this way, pulling this guy, maybe even this guy, to leave Edison wide open here. Or Edison also kind of comes out this way to pull this guy, and then Diego Gonçalves comes over here, whether from Rafael cross or Rafael to Shai, Shai to Diego, Diego goal. It could be one way that we play this year. A lot's going to depend on who's coming. If, for example, Rafael Carioca comes, Rafael Carioca will 100% play right here. With Rafael Carioca here, you gain so much in the distribution. Let's just say Elkeson will come. Elkeson would be the closest to doing what Rafael Navarro was doing last year, because Elkeson can also play as a number 10. Elkeson can play right here, and Shai can become the striker, so they can always switch around, because that's how he started his career. With Rafael Carioca here, you got Shai, you got Elkerson. You can even do that so Luis Fernando can come as a surprise striker this way to try to score. I would like to see another left back. I would like to see another right winger. I think we're needing a right winger, we're needing a left back, we need a striker, and we need somebody in the midfield. Rafael Carioca would be perfect. So what did you think about this little explanation of how I think the squad is going to play in the upcoming season? Leave the comments down below if you have a suggestion for upcoming videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Saudações alvinegras.